plenty of potential deals to discuss. Let's remind ourselves what exactly has happened in terms of major deals so far since it opened. Right at the top, of course, Virgil van Dijk, who scored on his Liverpool debut from Southampton, 70 million. Theo Walcott leaving Arsenal for Everton, who also brought in Cenk Tosun. Carrillo was signed today. Monaco to Southampton, reunited with his former team manager Pellegrino, 19.2 million, that one, of course. Ross Barkley, who was out of contract, to Chelsea. Brighton have been busy and might be as well. Huddersfield have got Pritchard. Stoke have got the fullback Bauer. Diabate to Leicester, who scored on his debut at the weekend. And then, of course, how could we forget about the one at the bottom? Stunning Premier League transfer between two clubs, with Mkhitaryan and Sanchez changing places. In terms of today's reports, Daniel Sturridge is a wanted man. We hear that Newcastle are the latest team to try and get him on loan until the end of the season. There are reports in Germany suggesting that Aubameyang from Borussia Dortmund to Arsenal could be done today, and also reports in the UK media suggesting that West Ham are prepared to pay £20 million for Morgan Schneiderlin, the French international from Everton. Let's deal, before we deal in rumour...
He's had some moves.
Yeah, nearly as many as you, actually. Hey. Let's deal in facts, first of all. Who's got, when you look at that list so far, who's got the best deal? Who's stronger, outstanding?
You know what, just from the weekend, if you just went off one game, Diabate at Leicester was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And what it does, it sort of makes you, hold a minute, does that mean that Mahrez is on his way out and Diabate's come in? Because they're very similar players. Scored himself a couple of goals as well. I'm thinking, maybe that could be a little bit of a gem there, come from nowhere. Obviously, the big ones, Arsenal, Man United, and involving Sanchez.
There's a few good ones there.
There's some really good ones.
I think Locadia for Brighton's a good signing. Yeah. Very, very good centre-forward. Everton have been quite busy, spending £40 million. Cenk Tosun's a good player, good centre-forward. He'll get goals next season. Getting Theo in, who needed a change. I don't think any youngster that's been at Arsenal over the last 5, 6, 7 years has moved on in their career. But there's been some good signings, and I think there's more to happen. Definitely. I can only see Arsenal getting Aubameyang, and then all of a sudden, losing Alexis Sanchez, it's obviously a big blow for them in terms of their model has just been horrendous. How you'd leave, 3 important players to go into the final years and go on a free. But if you're an Arsenal fan and you get Aubameyang through the door, Mkhitaryan for Sanchez...
Softens that blow slightly.
Softens it and probably makes them a little bit stronger. The worry is, if you're being pessimistic, is where does he play? Because I've seen Aubameyang a million times. He's not a guy that's going to play at the left. Yeah. He's not a guy... He's a down-the-middle man. So where does that leave Lacazette?
And what kind of...
Because Arsene Wenger doesn't... Well, he's rapid. There's no one quicker, Dion.
Really?
But where Lacazette has struggled at Arsenal is because their build-up's too slow. So when he was at Lyon, if you could imagine a central midfield player gets it out of his feet, slides one down the size of a centre-half and a full-back, no one can catch Lacazette.
Okay.
Aubameyang's exactly the same. Okay. But we are talking about a guy, and I love him. His numbers will stand up against anyone in world football. We're still talking about a lad at 28 who's been suspended by 3 different managers.
With his hand on his face there, he looks like Neymar, doesn't he?
Remember? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Arsenal fans, he plays like Neymar.
He wishes he had that. He wishes he had Neymar's feet.
He looks a little bit like Neymar.
And what I'm hoping for, because I've seen Aubameyang so many times, is I'm hoping he comes to London, if he does come, and calm down. Because Peter Stoger, the new manager, is suspended him this season. Remind me, Peter Bosch, Dortmund.
Yeah, no, what for, though?
Misdemeanours outside of football. I mean, his latest one that he got suspended for, there was a team meeting arranged from Peter Stoger, the manager, the former Cologne manager, who just walked through the door at Dortmund. Aubameyang didn't show up, organised a five-a-side of his mates in the city centre and wore an Ousmane Dembele shirt, who's just gone to Barcelona. No. So he's a guy that attracts attention. Peter Bosch, the manager before Stoger, suspended him for something. And Thomas Tuchel done exactly the same thing, suspended him, I think it was against Real Madrid in the Champions League. So he's a guy that's constantly looking for trouble.
And out of all the managers in the Premier League, Arsene Wenger would be the one that I believe wouldn't be able to deal with a man like this. He hasn't got that iron fist, whereas some of the other managers might be able to deal with it and say, hold it a minute, just calm down. Mr. Wenger likes his players to be free-spirited and go do what you got to do, go and play for me. The baggage that he's bringing with him to Arsenal, is that going to work? He might be a tremendous player, but is the baggage going to hinder him?
Just clear something up for me. When you moved to London, did that calm you down as well when you were a player?
I was, yes and no. It did until I
Just wondering when you were giving advice to Aubameyang.
No. I calmed down and then I ruptured my ACL and I went off the charts again for 9 months. I agree with you. It's like if you're looking at Sir Alex and he's signing for Man United, it's like right, this is how we're done because this is what Man United stands for.
Yeah.
Listen, he's an unbelievable player. Yeah. And he'll benefit Arsenal. Arsenal fans will adore him. Yeah. I guarantee you. But my worry is he's not too dissimilar from Lacazette in terms of his movement and his pace. And I wonder if that might hinder the player. Because if Arsenal all of a sudden keeping possession and looking quite pretty, you know as a centre-forward, you're making your runs every 20 seconds.
What about him linking up with Mkhitaryan again, who were very successful for Dortmund?
Amazing. But then you've still got Ozil. You've still got Aaron Ramsey. You've still got technical players that'll take care of the ball. Where he's more of an orthodox, rapid number 9, where he's saying, service. Give me service. Stick it down the sides of centre-half. So I promise you, Dion, there's no one in world football quicker than Aubameyang.
Wow, that's a massive statement.
No, in terms of a number 9.
Is that because I've retired?
Yes. In terms of a 9. There's no one quicker than him. And he gets in a race, in a foot race, with any centre-half in the Premier League, and he'll burn every single one of them. OK, so
the issues we have then is, will he be able to deal with it off-the-field antics in London? But
not so much that, the service that he's going to get, or lack of service that he's going to get because of the club that he's joining. Because we all know, when we watch Arsenal,
they play.
Every now and again, and every season we'll say they've scored the goal of the season. And it'll be 10, 15 passes, little flicky, you know, passes, and they'll score a great goal.
What we call a training ground.
When do the midfield players slide one down the side?
If he does sign, and it has to be still an if, because these things can fall down, but if he does sign, did Arsenal need to make that kind of statement after all that had gone on with Alexis Sanchez?
Yeah, they did. They had to make a statement at some stage because they haven't. They've let a lot of players go, 2 rivals as well, and they haven't really brought somebody in that's actually said, well, OK, that's fair enough. He'll do the job that he did. They haven't done that for many, many years. If he comes in, I haven't seen him as much as Don. I've seen him a couple of times. He is naturally a goal scorer, naturally very silky, naturally, you know, gets in the right position to score goals. Going to Arsenal, he's going to have to be patient because, like Don says, they just pass, and you know what he wants is bam, bam, down.
If I could handpick a club for the way he would suit a team in the Premier League, would be Liverpool.
Oh, I said City.
Or City, but I just mean in terms of a side that's on the front foot and don't mind going quick passes, bang into your front man, quick ones down the side. And I really hope I'm wrong. I'm not sure Arsenal's the one for him in terms of how they play because I've seen Lacazette. And when Lacazette signed for Arsenal, I sat here and I said the same things. He's going to be brilliant for Arsenal. The way he plays, he's down the side, he's super quick, he can finish in front of goal. He's getting starved of service and he's running out of patience.
If they get it over the line, it's great for Arsenal fans because they've got to have been given something back. They've spent a fortune.
Do you know what they'll be saying, though? Is there any chance of a goalkeeper? Is there any chance of a centre-half? Is there any chance of a holding midfield player? But it's typical Arsene Wenger.
Of course, yeah.
They've gone by
another forward player.
Or get Mkhitaryan and get Aubameyang.